I'm not taking responsibility for this.
Well, then you sure...
Travis, I'm not taking responsibility.
You think you brought me here to change me. That you missed the point.
You're damn right I brought you here to change you.
Son, you're homosexual, you're gay, and here's your
long as
mother.
I'm happy.
Welcome home for Christmas. For crying out loud, son.
A crisis can occur at any time in every family. Sometimes an outsider is needed who offers objectivity and direction through counseling. This television program recreates counseling sessions with actors portraying family members. They are guided by a licensed social worker as the crisis counselor, Thom Thompson.
The goal of any counselor or therapist is to help people see their own needs and the needs of others. Such was the case with the Lund family. Travis and Virginia Lund telephoned one day to make an appointment for their oldest son, Terry. It seems that during the Christmas holidays, Terry announced that he was a homosexual. His parents told him that unless he sought counseling, they would not continue to support him or send him back to college. In such a situation, I usually suggest the entire family attend the first of such counseling sessions.
He brought with him a boy named Mark.
My
that
lover.
Don't say that.
He was my lover. I mean, I have no problem saying that, and you shouldn't either.
I have a problem saying it.
What, in fact, did you say? That's where I want to start. And the reason I have you here, too, Matthew, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that I heard that this announcement that you were homosexual or gay was made in front of you, too.
Yes,
and I
in
think
front
it affects,
of his little brother.
All right, I think it affects a family, and that's
yeah,
why...
I did it that way because I think it is a family situation, and I wanted to share it with all of them. I didn't want to exclude him.
Oh, it's a great example to set for your little brother. You could have told us privately.
Being honest with myself and my
You
feelings.
could have told us before you brought that boy home. How dare you bring
That's
him into our
Mark,
home?
and he's not a boy, he's a man, and he's my lover, all right?
Don't
Merry
say
Christmas,
that.
folks. Merry Christmas, family.
Don't say
Here's
that.
my lover. I'm homosexual.
What age are you, Terry?
I'm 20.
Did you pick this time for any particular reason to bring this out?
Yes, I'm sure he did.
He's talking to me, all right?
You are at the center of things here. You're the one who made this revelation, and I know that you must have
Well,
needed
yeah, I
to
just
do
couldn't
it.
live with myself any longer without getting it out in the open and living a lie. I mean, I had to share this.
You mean this has been with you for some time, as a thought about yourself?
I've been homosexual for a couple of years now.
God, don't say it.
Father, I need to hear from you. What do you think you heard? Because I think different people hear these things differently.
What did I hear when
Yes.
you made the...
That's right.
Famous
How did it
announcement?
come across to you?
Extremely shocking. I am full of anger, and I don't know exactly who the hell I'm mad at. But I'm damn mad.
I know who I'm mad at. I know who I'm mad at. If you had been tending to your family like you should have been, this wouldn't have happened.
No, you don't know
You
who I'm
should have
mad at
been more of a
because
role model for him. You should have been more of a role model for him.
I'm busy running a...
I'm not taking responsibility for this.
Well, then you sure...
Travis, I'm not taking responsibility for this.
And no one at this point, at least not for a few moments, has to take responsibility for this. But Matthew, I didn't invite you here just to hear. I need to hear from you. What did you hear, and how do you feel about this?
I heard the same thing. He just said that he was gay.
What did that mean to you?
What did it mean? What do you mean?
How did you take that?
I mean, hell, if he wants to be gay, I mean, fine. You know, it's not my problem. I don't care. I really don't.
Doctor, I just
Well-
want someone to talk to him. You see, I just want someone to talk to him and straighten his head out, because I know he follows the line of least resistance. I know what's going on with him.
First of all, you think you brought me here to change me. That you missed the
You're
point.
damn right I brought you here to change you.
And I think
You-
I'm a
Damn
grown
right I
man, and
did.
I've made a decision, and I'm not going to change. And you're using your money and your that power over me to make me change, and I'm sorry.
What does
I'll,
that
I'll
mean?
drop out of school.
Terry, what does that mean, what you just said?
What? That they're using the money power to get me through school to bring me here?
Is that how it was put to Terry?
Yes, absolutely. They told me
You're
that.
damn right.
I don't understand that at all. I'm a father, and I am very, very busy. I earn a very good living. I am putting my son through school, and what the hell are you talking about? We're using our money and our power.
You told me you'd cut me off. All funds cut off, and I can't continue through
You-
school like that.
Damn
If you
right we
wouldn't
will.
go to counseling.
If you didn't come here today, if you
So
didn't
I'm
come
here.
to this office,
Here I am. I'm here.
all right? Now, we need some counseling, and this is the man that's going to do it for
Now,
us.
let me tell you something. If we're going to support you, then you have to be considerate of our wishes. You think you can
I am
do
here,
the
aren't
damn
I?
thing you want to?
You are here, and I'm glad about that.
I'm not.
I know you're not.
I
what
really
I-
don't see the point at all. I think it's a big waste of time.
Well, first of all, it would be a waste of time if anybody here thinks that I am going to be the fix-it person, that I'm going to change you. Counselors don't do that. Counselors sometimes do help families to understand each other better.
I will never understand that. Mr. Thompson, I will never
You
understand
know,
that. I
I'm
don't
going to
want
be
to
a
understand
little bit
that.
challenging to you at this point. You may never accept it, but I think that you may understand it.
I don't want to understand it.
How can you understand something that is so against and so foreign to our way of life and to our way of thinking?
Can you, for just one moment, I know it's hard right now, can you take their position a little bit and see how they may have been reacting to you?
I think they were much too hard. I think they threw it too much in my face. I mean, I know it was a shock. I mean,
Who threw what in whose face?
oh come on, the way you reacted, the way you embarrassed me in front of Mark. I mean, that was quite a scene. I mean, I admit it was a shock, all right, and I expected that a little bit, but you know, I thought they would accept me. I mean, I thought you guys would accept me.
Oh, son, you're homosexual, you're gay, and here's
As
your
long as
mother.
I'm happy.
Welcome home for Christmas. For crying out loud, son. We got another boy over here to think about. Hell, he might be going the same way.
Yes, he
Not
might
hey.
be, if you don't pay attention to your family.
I'm busy, I'm very busy, and I'm gone out of town a lot, and that's your job. That's your responsibility. The home is your job.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Mr.
I
and
thought
Mrs.
it would
Lund.
How
come
can
to
you
that.
blame me?
Mr. and Mrs. Lund.
Well, she's given me this an awful lot, Mr. Thompson, and I'm getting a little sick of it.
Okay, but I want to tell
We're not a
you...
one-parent family. We're a two-parent family.
I
And
am-
boys need their fathers.
When you're chairman of the board of a major corporation like I am, you can't stay home and raise the kids all the time.
The truth is, Mr. and Mrs. Lundy, is that your boys have needed both of you. That's true. I let you do it the first time, and I don't want to let you do it much more. Then you have to do it, and that is playing the blame game. You're sort of pointing at your wife, and you're sort of pointing at your husband and saying, perhaps...
Mr. Thompson.
Wait, that's an important question.
Who's to blame? Who is to blame? 'Cause
There may not
why is my
be.
son in
There
this
may not
situation?
be a person to blame.
There's got to be somebody to blame, and it usually winds up being the mother. That's how I feel.
Okay,
That's
wait.
how I feel.
I don't know how to deal with that kind of hysterical.
I feel like it's
We
irrational.
don't know.
Maybe one way to deal with it is to dial yourself down, Terry, and tell them how you feel about yourself now. Do you feel good or bad about yourself?
I feel very good. I feel very good that this is in the open. You know, I mean, I felt worse when they didn't know, and I was practicing a homosexual life. I mean, I felt like there was a secret, but now that it's out in the open, I thought it would help.
But Terry, I'm not playing this to ignore you. I want to know if you know about your parents' level of hurt and failure.
He can't.
He can't?
There's no way that he could know about it.
Tell him right now.
Terry, there is absolutely no way in the world that you can know what we're going through. You're safe and secure in your little relationship with your Mark. And you feel good, and we are going through absolute misery. And you drop this bombshell on us and expect us to accept it.
I just don't know what else you want me to do with this. I really don't. I thought, I didn't know what else to do. I thought if I told them that we could work it out.
I want you to get help. I want you to get help. I want you to find out what's wrong, and I want you to get help.
Parents, I've asked him to listen to your level of hurt, and you've stated your anger, and you've stated your very deep feelings of, they seem to me, of failure and frustration. I want to redirect you now a little bit toward Terry. What do you want out of your parents most of all right now, today? Most of all, what do you want?
Their love. I want them to love me for who I am.
Do you hear that? You don't mean to love homosexuality, do you?
No, just to love my decisions. The choices
To love
I've
your
made.
decisions or to love you?
My decisions are me.
Terry, think about what you just said. I don't want to get in a position of arguing with you, but I want you to question that. Is a decision you?
If it's my decision.
But can they accept you without accepting the decision?
Yes.
Which are you looking for the most?
Me.
Say it to them now.
I want you to accept me for me.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I cannot accept a son who I had tremendous hopes for. I expected him to, become a doctor, attorney, whatever he decided to do, and marry well and have grandchildren for me, and I've got to write it off. I really got to write it off, and I'm going to have to pretty well depend on Matt.
Oh. I think that I'm taking the blunt of this homosexual thing. Well, my little brother here, he's gay too, aren't we?
What are you talking about?
Aren't we?
You better just shut up now. I mean now.
Terry?
What is it? What are you
Terry,
talking
aren't you
about?
acting out of anger now?
What the hell are you talking
I
about?
am not gay.
Why would you even say something like that to him? What the hell's wrong with you?
Tell him.
He didn't bring a lover home with him and introduce him to the family. What's wrong with you?
Matthew, I don't want you to feel under this kind of pressure, and I don't know why this is happening the way it is.
When we were younger, we fooled around.
Matthew.
Damn it!
Mrs. Lund.
What's wrong with you?
Did you do something to him?
I didn't do anything to him, no.
Did you do something to him?
No.
Did he do something to you?
Wait. None of us expected this to come out in the way that it's coming out. Certainly I didn't.
It was like 3 years ago. I mean, everybody plays doctor and experiments with it when they're young.
With your brother?
Usually with a girl.
I think what we really need to know, Matthew, is what did that mean to you and what did it not mean to you? And what does it mean to you today? Parents, listen to Matthew. We need to hear from him.
I'm very thrown by this.
Parents,
Tell us,
please
what
listen.
do you mean thrown by it? What are you talking about? What happened? Are you gay?
No! I had an experience with Brad about 3 years ago.
What kind of an
A
experience?
sexual experience.
Have you had sexual experiences with other boys?
No!
And that has not been ongoing. That was an experience.
Just one.
Okay, parents, I need for you not to draw a fast conclusion about what's going on. Please don't do that.
My God.
Matthew,
You're hyperventilating.
wait. Let Matthew be himself right now. In fact, that's the thing that Mrs. Lund, I think the thing that this family needs the most right now, and each member of this family, you need it, Matthew needs it, Terry, Mr. Lund, is to be seen for who they are. You've heard Matthew say several times that he is not gay, and you've heard another son say that he is gay. Is it not time at least to begin to work on acceptance of your sons? Not their gayness or their not being gay, but the fact that they are your sons. When I asked Terry what he needed most, he said love and acceptance. Doesn't your son who is not gay need that too?
I feel like that I just want to say something.
Yes, go ahead.
I feel like I'm the one that has the problem now, as you say, problem. I don't have a problem. We're coming here for Terry.
And I don't know.
That's what I thought.
That's the way you think of it, and I don't care
No, I
if
know
you're
that I
gay or
don't have-
whatever you are. You can be what you want, that's fine. But this happened like 3 years ago, it was a long time ago. Forget about it. Okay, it's...
You are telling us that that doesn't have bearing today on who you are. Have I got that right?
Right, I'm
Parents,
heterosexual.
Parents, do you
it's
hear
nothing-
that?
How do I know that's true? How do I know it's true?
Because when a 16-year-old talks to you, you've got to listen to what they say. You've got to let them begin to define themselves at that point, haven't we?
No,
I have a 17-year-old. I've got to listen to them. I've got to let them make some definitions about themselves and take it from there and not have them be what I want them to be.
What does that experience that he went through with Terry mean?
You're asking me?
Yeah, what does that mean? Does it just fooling around?
You already heard what Matthew
Experimenting.
says.
Is that normal? Is that normal
Do
for
boys
brothers
usually
to-
experiment together?
As a matter of fact, there are probably no children in any family who have not at some age experimented at some level sexually. That, I wouldn't call it normal or abnormal. I would call it something that happens. And it may have big meaning, or it may have small meaning, or it may have no meaning at all. And I don't think we want to push Matthew right now any further than we have.
No.
We don't want him, or at least I don't want you to feel right now that you are a person with a problem.
Thank you.
Let's strike problem out. What I want your parents to know is that you're a person. Terry's a person, too.
I can't believe that you did that. I can't believe that you involved your little brother.
Well,
I don't think that's fair at all that they pointed at me. I mean, he was just as active, just
He was
as involved.
13 years old, Terry.
and it was
It
an
didn't have any
event.
effects
You were
on
the
me.
big brother.
It obviously did to you.
It was an event of 3 years ago, and we need to remember that. We need to remember, we've heard some definition here today. This son is saying, I am not gay. This son is saying, I am gay, and we're going to have to come back and start dealing.
He was 17 and knew what he was doing. He was, you know...
So
Mr. Lund, I
naive,
think I'm going to have to ask you a
So-
question at this point. Did you know everything that you were doing at 17?
Did I know everything that I was doing at 17? You're damn right.
Well, I didn't. I made some mistakes then, and I think I want to confront you. I want to
But-
challenge you. I
but
think
you
you
knew-
might have made mistakes.
You
then.
said at 17. At 13, maybe no. You know, I'll give Matthew, you know, that. But he knew damn well what he was doing. He was leading him, his little brother, who was, his big brother was leading his little brother into a homosexual relationship.
If that's a thought that you have to have over here on the one side, then I want you to at least have another. Why was the Lund family so torn apart and threatened by a family member's expression of homosexuality? I think the answer may lie in that our sense of personal identity is tied to our sense of how we express ourselves sexually. Homosexuality is not so much a choice as it is a realization of some part of our identity. Typically, as was the case of Terry, the Lund's older son, this realization develops slowly. It's often avoided, denied, set aside, sometimes becoming a secret, hidden part of the personality. Other times it emerges with full force and demands attention, and as in Terry's case, the person accepts this part of their identity as valid. They may then announce it to friends or parents, who often reject with hostility, saying in effect, "We knew who you were before, But who are you now, and how will we deal with you? The Lund parents are responding in shock, so the counseling session is designed to help them to move from rejection of their son to acceptance, to see that this rejection is not of their son, but of this confusing, unknown new identity. Matthew, the younger brother, had another problem: how to work on his own identity while dealing with his brother's homosexuality. He came to realize he can still use his older brother as a model while not following all the brother's choices and realizations. We parents often feel a sense of failure as well as shock when a child announces a homosexual orientation. We feel responsible somehow. But we do not in any direct way control the sexual orientation of our child as to whether or not they're homosexual. What we can control is our relationship with them. I reminded the Lund family that first and foremost, Terry is a human being, a son and a brother. Let us touch and be touched by our children, not just by exchanging ideas, but also sharing warmth and feelings. Then let us begin to step back as they develop and emerge into young adulthood. Let us listen to them, understand them. Then let us bestow on them our greatest gift, acceptance for what and who they are. Let there be health and growth in your family and in mine. My name is Thom Thompson.
If you seek help through